In the last video, we talked about geolocation being a single question survey. And just like with traditional survey data collection, the number of survey respondents varies a little bit day to day. That's why in survey analysis, one typically waits till the end of a fixed period of time, bundles all the surveys together, then makes their analysis. But because geolocation is an ongoing daily data stream, we want to look at it in more specific time intervals. So we need a similar process called normalization. Normalization is looking at the changes in the composition of the underlying raw materials, the number of devices and the number of observations, and then performing adjustments to bring that back to a known and stable baseline. So on some days, the variation in terms of the devices and the observations is relatively slight. Other days, it's more significant. Still other days, there has been a provider that's been added or subtracted from the data set, creating a more abrupt change. All of these can be compensated for with an effective normalization process so that the trend line, what you're looking to observe through the signal, remains unchanged by the change in the composition of devices. I'll say that again to stress it. We're looking for a change in the signal, a change in the behavior. We don't want that to be influenced by the underlying change in the devices or the composition of those devices. Normalization is a way of taking the raw materials, and it really needs the raw materials to be most effective, performing statistical and data science techniques around that to stabilize the data set so the signal that comes through is representative of the change in user behavior, not a change in the underlying devices or the number of data points collected. So if you're looking at evaluating different geolocation providers, I encourage you to talk to them about their normalization process. They should be transparent with you with how they normalize the data. Are they getting access to the raw materials? Doing normalization on aggregated data, when you're not getting the raw materials, would be extraordinarily difficult. So make sure that you're working with a provider that is working off of the raw materials to be able to do that. And then make sure that whatever platform they're surfacing that data in is able to handle that secondary normalization to provide you an appropriate, stable, and accurate geolocation signal.